Alright, so the next several of these videos are going to be responses to the rest of the Elly Ameling Thoughts on the Heart of Art song series. So if I'm looking at my phone, I have notes on here that I took while watching them all last night. This first one is her discussion of research and how important research is, both for the musical content and the poem, in addition to the poet and the composer themselves. You're really understanding the song as a whole before you get into it, or as you're getting into it. One of the things that she said that really stuck out to me is her saying, play the song on the piano first. That was, as like a first step to like getting into it, that was really interesting to me because normally I kind of just sight read it or solfege it. I read it and just kind of go on a neutral syllable. But playing it first and playing the piano part first would give me a much more informed, much better understanding of the harmonic language of the piece, especially if it's something like a Poulenc or a Brahms or something like that, something a bit more dense or unusual. She also says to translate the piece as literally as possible, which is also important because while poetic translations are great, and even the literal translations that we have are great, a lot of times even the literal translations that you would find on places like LeaderNet or Oxford Leader aren't totally accurate because of the way sentence structure works in English versus German, French, Italian, or whatever other language you're singing in. Like in Spanish, for instance, you would say caro rojo, car red, instead of red car. So like the syntax is slightly different. So the word painting and the text painting will change based on that. Like in Adieu by Fauré, the word fumée is smoke, and as that's happening, there's this arpeggio on the piano that goes to a key change into the minor section of the piece, kind of. And since smoke is like ambiguous, it's the tonal area is becoming ambiguous, which is a really cool example of text painting. She also talks about the importance of the historical context and biographical context surrounding the poet and the composer for the piece, because that could inform you on, one, what they were going through as it was happening, and also how to perform it, and what they were feeling, what they were thinking as they were doing this, and it gives it that much more impact for you. And if you're able to convincingly and effectively portray that to the audience, it makes the performance that much more meaningful for them as well, which really is the whole point of what we do. She also suggested, with your score, listening to it and listening to famous singers and singers that you like. I have a hard time doing this unless it's to learn a piece. Like, if I'm having a hard time learning it for whatever reason, I will pull up a recording, but otherwise I don't. And I don't really understand why I have a problem with it. I think it goes back to the whole thing of like, oh, look at this professional. They know what they're doing. I'll never get there. I'm not there yet. But like, I'm 20, so like I'm not biologically able to be there yet, nor am I supposed to be there yet. Anyway, that's a brief personal aside. But that may be something I'm going to have to start trying, to see the ownership of the language that they have and the emotion of the song that comes with that, because that could be something that's really beneficial. So overall, this video was really interesting and will definitely influence how I learn my rep in the future.